The tier 2 set is not what you might think, and we are looking at a thing that might actually break set bonuses for good. Doesn't mean it's a bad idea though, just take a look at it. First of all, one thing that I think is really funny is they accidentally put the tier set bonuses on a vendor. That's how we found out about them. In the PTR, the Tarnished Underman Real vendor has a lot of set items, and we got no idea why. It looks like a mistake, but that's kinda funny, just wanted to bring it up. Anyway, the mechanic that might break set bonuses, and I don't know if it's a great idea or not, honestly I am still debating on it. They have basically made two variants of sets. As you can see, you can get the same set on Core Forged or in Draconic. They have the same stats and everything, but the Draconic one is the tier 2 set bonuses and the Core Forged is from Molten Core, tier 1. So through some means that we have not found yet, you're gonna be able to turn your tier 2 set into a tier 2 set but with tier 1 set bonuses. Now, on the face of it, I do not think it's a terrible idea because vanilla set bonuses are beyond busted. And it is very often the case that you may, for example, be on tier 3 and you may be getting Nax Rama's gear, but the set bonus from tier 2 is so insane you cannot leave it, you gotta keep using it. Hunters in particularly get screwed by it. They are using tier 1 and tier 2 gear well into the end of the game. This change might have been made for them in particular actually. But yes, there is a lot of vanilla classes that simply do not work without a set bonus. Another example I can think of the top of my head, the Druid one, when they get regen, mana regen in combat, that's a set bonus too. You can't really go without mana regen, can you? So yes, this change is intended to remove the dysfunctionality of a lot of classes and set bonuses in vanilla. My only fear is that it's either a pain in the butt or like clunky in some way to get this set, but if it's not that hard, if it's just like going to a vendor or something, I do not see why this could hurt. I like that. Very well, now for the actual sets, let's take a look at the set bonuses. Now, tier 1 sets have 66 item level, but tier 2 is going to be 76 item level. So we are talking at a 15% increase in stats overall. So they are definitely trying to tone down the power creep every tier. We can see how we are slowing down in the progression every phase. I think the greatest power spike happened from phase 1 to Nomeregan. That was probably when we got like double the stats, and it's been slowing down ever since. They might be worried that a lot of classes are gonna start breaking if they keep getting more crit and hit, so I can see why they're doing this. Vanilla was not designed to have this many stats, but yes, 15% more stats is probably not gonna justify changing your set if the set bonus from tier 1 is very good, so I can totally see why they decided to make it this way. Let's take a look at the Druid one first. The Balanced Druid, the 2 set is increase the damage of Starfall by 25% and Hurricane by 25%. That's massive, that 2 set is mandatory pretty much. 4 set, your rats have a 5% chance to summon a stand of 3 treants, so that's the little 3 guys, to attack your target until cancelled. Okay, they do not have the stats of the treants yet, that's a shame. So there is no telling if that set bonus is gonna be very good or not, it depends how much damage they make obviously. And the 6th set is that your rat critical strikes have a 30% chance to make your next Starfire, so that's the long one, instant. So that's a little confusing, but basically every time you crit 30%, that means you gotta take your crit chance and multiply it by 0.3. Let's say you got an insane amount of crit, let's say you got like 40% crit, right? 40 times 0.3, that's 12% chance every time you do a rat. That's pretty high. That's actually a really good chance. Yeah, we might see Boomkins trying to prioritize crit now. I mean, that's gotta be really nasty. Very well, now the Feral DPS, which had the most broken tier 1 bonus ever, so I don't know if they are gonna get the same treatment in tier 2. Increases the duration of Rake by 6 seconds and its periodic damage by 50%. That's a weird 2 set. I mean, it would help. I don't think cats are doing Rake anymore in this phase. They might. With this 2 set, it might be probably worth it. It doesn't sound like a big deal either way. Rake doesn't do a lot of damage. 4th set is that when you got Tiger's Fury up, you get 15% crit. That's insane. 15% crit. Crits give you energy, remember, as a cat, and extra combo points too, so that's gonna be really, really good right there. And your 6th set is for every bleeding effect on the target, so we're talking Rake and Rip, that's the 2 you got. You can deal 10% more damage on your Shred. That's ridiculous. It's capped to 20%, but 20% more damage on your Shred, your main ability, that's redonkulous. So I guess people are gonna use Rake just for that buff. Oh my lord, they keep getting super busted set after set, and the worst part is tier 1 set is only 2 piece, so they can get 6 piece from here and 2 piece from the others, and that's gonna be so nasty. Now for the healer set, the 2 set is that your crits are gonna give you Dream State, which is more mana. That's pretty good, that's like a rework or the all mana regen bonus. The 4 set is that your non-periodic spell critical strikes reduce the casting time of your next healing touch by 0.5 seconds, regrowth or nourish 2, so that's gonna be pretty useless. And the 6th set is increases healing from wild growth by 10%. Okay, that's very nasty. Wild growth is already your best heal. In addition, wild growth can now be used in Moonkin form. Why would you put that on the healer set then? Okay, and its healing is increased to 50% in that form. So they wanna bring the restock-in back. That's not gonna work. Okay, yeah, the healer set is pretty bad, so I think people are gonna stick with tier 1. Now the bear, that's something we can care about here. Oh my god, this is awesome. They put the improved mole glyph. Finally, I've been clamoring for this for how long, guys? How long have I been saying this? But yes, the 2 set will turn your mole into a cleave. That's gonna be so nice, especially in Blackwing Lair when there is so much freaking AoE everywhere. The 4 set is that your Mangle, Swipe, and Maul and Lacerate are gonna give 5% more crit against targets with your Lacerate, so 5% crit is a lot more rage. Not insane, but pretty good. And the 6th set is that your Swipe is gonna spread your Lacerate. Wow. Yeah, that right there. Spreading the Lacerate. We are going to be looking at Bears being the highest DPS tank in the game right there. In any fight that has more than one target, Bears are going to be straight at the top now. You know, shout out to my brother Bears. I think you deserve it. You got thrown under the bus for like 3 phases. Finally you can thrive. I think that's great. Very well, now let's take a look at the Hunters ones. So this is for the ranged DPS set. The 2 set is going to be 20% more damage on your aim shot when you hit a target that has a trap on them. So you gotta keep tracks all the time because of lock and load. The build is going survival and just spamming traps anyway. So that's gonna be just a little neat increase of damage, not a huge one, but pretty good. The 4th set is that your damaging shot abilities deal 10% more damage if the previous damaging shot was used different than the current one. Okay, so they are trying to change the reset of your abilities because you can do the easy aim shot that you reset your ability with aim shot so you can do it again. I forgot how the Hunter works, honestly. But yeah, this one is pretty crap. The 6th set better be awesome because these set bonuses suck. Your Serpent Sting, that's the poison one, is gonna increase by 25% of your attack power over its normal duration. Wow, they all suck. Yep, Range Hunter is gonna basically be using the tier 1 set bonuses, I bet. These are all terrible. It's not even close. Now, if we take a look at the Melee Hunter one, Raptor Strike is gonna give you 20% more damage to your next ability. That's the 2 set, is okay. The Hunter set is so lazy, man. It's everything like 2% more damage, 20% more damage. The 4th set is increases main hand weapon damage by 5%. Wow, really spent a long time thinking on the meeting to come up with this one, didn't you? And the 6th set is that your periodic damage has a 5% chance to reset the cooldown of one of your strike abilities. I mean, that's cool. You can reset your Raptor Strike again with something else again. Yeah, the Melee Hunter has like the most busted 2 set in the game, along with the Feral Druid in tier 1, so I think they are gonna go for the tier 1 alternative. They are not gonna touch this one at all. I mean, the 2 set is decent, but yeah, they are gonna keep going for tier 1 set bonuses right there. Now the Mage set, okay? The DPS set is gonna get decreases the threat by your fire spells by 20%. I mean, tanks are so freaking busted that I don't think that's gonna be a big issue for them, no matter what they do. So the 2 set is essentially useless. I guess I am a little coddled by the fact that I am a warrior, so I can just vigilance whoever is at the top of the thread. So if I got one guy that is significantly doing more threat than everybody else, that's kinda good for me. I don't know, maybe for another tank it would make a difference. I don't think it's gonna be used at all. That set is useless. 4th set is that your Pyroblast is gonna do 20% more damage if you got a fireball on them, the fireball dot. You get instant Pyroblast as fire, that's like the whole gimmick, so that's gonna be a really good set bonus. And the 6th set is that your fireball dot is gonna gain increased damage equal to 20% of the impact damage, so it's gonna scale now. What is the tier 1 set bonus? Yeah, the tier 1 set bonuses are even worse, so yeah, the 2 set is gonna be decent. Now for the Mage Healer, Arcane Missiles are gonna give you mana back every time they deal damage, so they do, how many times do they do damage? 6 times? Is that it? I don't know, let's say 60% of the base cost, something like that. That's not a lot. The 4 set is a 10% chance to trigger missile barrage every time you do an arcane blast. And the 6 set is that your temporal beacon is gonna last 30 seconds. So, wow, this is even worse than the range hunter. Yeah, I mean, like, what you gonna do now? If you wanna do an arcane DPS, maybe this is like an arcane DPS bonuses all here. Why would you do that? Yeah, these are useless. Okay, Paladins. I heard Paladin tanks got an insane set, so let's take a look at those first. So the 2 set is a 10% more chance to block from Holy Shield. Now, I talked about it in my previous video, but Paladins are still not crit immune, and I think what they are going for, Blizzard, with all the new items, is that they want to make them avoidance cap as soon as possible, because if you got 102% avoidance, you can be crit immune and cross immune at the same time, so that 10% block is going to definitely be really useful. The 4th set is that your Holy Shield is going to make you take 10% less damage, once again, pretty nice. And your 6th set is gonna make it so you're guaranteed to get a reckoning stack every time you block. Yeah, 10% block. What is the avoidance they are going for? Because they put avoidance all over the set, right? Like 2% block chance here, I think 3% block chance on the chest piece. They might be able to hit avoidance cap this tier. That's gonna be nasty. They might become the tankiest tank in the game for physical damage at least. Very well, now the Retribution Paladin set is 20% more damage from your judgments, and they do not consume seals on the target anymore. Judgment is not a big part of your damage, and we're gonna be talking about that with JTelo very soon. We're cooking something, guys. The 4th set is that the cooldown of your judgment is instantly reset if you use a different seal, so you can seal twist. Officially, seal twisting is like an official mechanic now. That's pretty cool. They're gonna be very happy about it. Paladins love seal twisting. And the 6th set is that your judgment is gonna give you 1% holy damage, and it stacks to 5 times, so that's useless. Yeah, I think they are gonna go for the 4th set. The 6th set is pretty crap. And the healer set, let's take a look at that one. 20% crit chance on Holy Shock. You're definitely gonna feel it, but that's not a big deal. The 4th set is 50% consecration damage, and remember, guys, that your consecration heals now based on the damage, so that means a lot more AoE heals, and that's great. And the 6th set is that when you put beacon or light on a target, your damage is gonna heal them by 100% of it. So that's mostly for the Shockadins. I can see like the shock, Holy Shock combo gonna be pretty good. That's more of a PvP thing, I guess. I mean, it's still gonna help. It's still gonna help in PvE, definitely, but I would only go for 6th set if I were trying to PvP, honestly. I think I could prioritize other things. Now, the Shadow Priest set, let's take a look at that one. The 2 set is reducing the cooldown of Shadow Ward death by 6 seconds. That's a decent set bonus. I wouldn't say it's the worst in the world. Oh my god, look at this 4th set. I'm having a hard time like reading it. This is a book. So your Shadow Ward Pain is gonna give you a chance to get mana. That's basically it. You can get more mana. Absolutely freaking useless. I mean, you once again, you're gonna notice if it's there, but that's not something you wanna prioritize at all. And the 6th set is Wild Spirit Tap is active, so remember the 4th set is gonna activate it. You do 20% more damage on your dots. Unless the tier 1 set is terrible. I don't remember the tier 1 set. I don't think people are gonna go for this. They are both terrible. I guess I would still go for the tier 1, but I don't know, man, they suck. Now, for the healer set, 15% of your regeneration can continue while casting. That's pretty nasty, but yes, it's basically the same set bonus. The 4th set is a 2% chance to make your heals instant. Now, I think the proc chance is way too low to make it like good. And the 6th set is that your Circle of Healing and Penance also plays a heal over time effect on their targets that heals for 25% of the total heal. So that will definitely be really strong. I mean, the 2 set and the 6 set are amazing. The 4th set is meh, but healer are definitely gonna like the tier 2 set bonuses. They are definitely gonna go for them. Now, for the rogue DPSer, your opening moves have a chance to make your next ability cost no energy. I think that's not very good for PvE. For PvP, it's gonna be really nasty. That's gonna be annoying to balance around. The 4th set is 10% more damage on your main hand weapon, so that will be really good. You definitely gotta go for that one. That's mandatory pretty much. And the 6th set is reduces the cooldown of Vanish. What? Like Lil Jon, like what is going on here? Yeah, this is a PvP set or something. No, the 6th set is useless. The 4th set is really good though. They definitely gonna go for that one. For the rogue tank, you get a combo point. That's the 2 set. That's okay. That's decent. The 4th set is 20% armor per stack, and you can get 5 stacks, so that's double armor. That's gonna be really good for mitigation. It's kinda crazy that 20% is the number they went for. That's gonna become a problem. And the 6th set, this is weird. It will reset your main gauge every time your target, not you, your target every time they dodge and parry. So of course you are hitting the boss from the front if you're the tank, so they do have a 5% chance to dodge and parry, so 10% in total. That's gonna be a decent amount of uptime. Actually no, wait, we got the weapon skill thingy. I forgot about that, so it's less. Gee, I don't know, it seems a little clunky. I wish I understood the rogue better to tell you. I don't think it's gonna be good. If I were to guess, that's not gonna be a very good tier bonus. Very well, for the Shaman set, we're gonna start for Elemental first. By the way, the tier 2 Shaman set looks super dope. I don't know why they put a human on it, but it looks super. The shoulders are so iconic, man. So the 2 set is that every time you crit, you're gonna get Elemental Focus again. So that basically means that every time you crit, you're gonna get the next spell for free, and that's insane. They are gonna have infinite mana, basically. I don't think they are ever going out of mana. They didn't have mana problems to start, and I think that's what's gonna make this set bonus effectively a little weaker, because they didn't really need it. But yeah, they will always have mana now. The 4th set is that putting alpha on somebody will give you spell power 2 now, so I think that's great because shamans always forget to drop alpha on the tank, and encouraging them to do that is gonna be really nice. The tooltip is bugged. I don't know what combo points is supposed to mean, but if I were to guess, it's gonna be like, I don't know, 50 spell power, something like that. Not a great set, but I am happy they put it in. And the 6th set is that your clear casting is gonna increase the damage of your spells by, and once again they are like, the tooltip is bugged, but they are gonna give you spell power too. Clear casting is elemental focus, so the 2 set is triggering the 6 set. We don't know the numbers of this, but this looks to be a pretty crappy set bonus, honestly. I think I will stick with tier 1. They got a really good tier 1 set. So for the Shaman DPS set, the 2 set is increases the frequency of your maelstrom weapon. Why is all the tooltips bugged, man? Get to work, Blizzard. But yeah, it will seem like a 5% chance, not great. The 4th set is that your critical strikes with Storm Strike are going to give you 100% critical strike on your next shock spell. I wish it were something like giving you a Wind Fury proc or something like that instead. I don't think it's going to be that good. And your 6th set is that you get another charge of Maelstrom weapon every time you get an instant spell. Yeah, I don't know why they keep going for spell damage here. That's not going to work. Basically, the tier 1 set bonuses are so good that some Shaman DPSs are going for 2 set tank bonus and 2 set DPS bonus. So they are taking 2 separate tier 1 sets. And these set bonuses are pretty crap, so yeah, I don't think they are gonna mess with this one at all. Okay, let's take a look at the healer one. Every time you crit, you get a chance to give water shield, so that gives you more mana, basically. Not a terrible idea. Okay, the 4th set is pretty interesting. So if you put earth shield on somebody and then you chain lightning, you're gonna do 100% of the damage that you do is gonna go and healing. That's gonna scale like hell. Yeah, rest of shamans are gonna love this tier set. I think they are gonna hate it in the sense that they don't like doing that. Healers hate having to hit the boss to do something. That's kind of a common thing that I hear from priests, for example, but the actual healing is gonna be really good, especially if it cancels the bounces, right? Because you can hit 3 targets. Yeah, I can totally see how that's busted. And the 6th set is that it gives you 20% more heal on chain heal, which is like your best heal. So yeah, you absolutely gotta get all the set bonuses here. They are all amazing. Resto Shaman tier 2 is gonna be really good, actually. I think they are on track to be one of the best healers. Still trying to retain that raid healing identity because they kinda prioritize buffing their tank healing previous phase. I don't like that idea, I didn't like it, but this will make them very good raid healers again. Now for the tank shamans, 30% chance to block when you flame shock, but also that's only 1 charge, so it's like the warrior shield block but only 1 charge basically. Pretty freaking useless because you cannot have a 100% uptime for it, so you cannot rely on it, so you're still gonna be crushable. I would have liked if they made it so you got 3 charges or 2 charges, even though that probably would have been really busted, and I definitely do not want to help tanking shamans at all because they keep taking my job. The 4th set is that every time you block, your block value increases a little more, so that's gonna make it a little tankier. For AoE tanking, for boss tanking is gonna be pretty much nothing. That's gonna be a useless set, so that's definitely not a priority. And the 6th set is that every time you block, you get a 50% chance to get a Maelstrom weapon. Yeah, once again, like the Shaman DPS set, this is pretty useless. The tier 1 set bonuses are so good, why would you take this? It's so bad. Very well, the Warlock. Let's take a look at the DPS set first. The 2 set is a little more spell power and a little more damage on the Felguard. If I recall correctly, they are not going for Felguard in PvE anymore, so that's probably gonna not be very good. The 4th set is that your periodic damage is gonna give you Shadow Trance. Shadow Trance is the instant Shadow Bolt once again, so that will definitely help their DPS quite a bit. It's not a bad bonus. And the 6th set is that for each one of your dots, you're gonna get more damage on your Shadow Bolt up to 30%. So yeah, definitely the tier 2 set bonus is gonna be super busted. I am very sad though. They abandoned fire completely. There is not a single set bonus for fire here. That's That's crap. Let's take a look at the tanking set here. So the 2 set is that you're gonna hurt the target when you life tap instead. So, I mean, fine. That's free threat, I guess. The 4 set is that you're gonna not have to use any soul shards when you got metamorphosis on you. So that's basically Shadowborn that you're not gonna need anymore to use soul shards. That's effectively useless. I mean, it's convenient, but convenience doesn't give you damage. If you are trying to seriously do well, you are not gonna go for this set at all. And the 6th set, you heal for 16% of your maximum health when you deal damage with Shadowborn. I mean, that's really neat. Remember guys, heals are AoE threats and Warlocks always are stacking stamina, so the heal is gonna be pretty chunky. But no, I do not think this set is gonna be used at all. That's the cool part of being able to choose what tier set bonus you want, you know? Like all the classes that get a terrible set this phase, they do not feel bad about it. And finally, the Warriors, okay? The Rat set is one of the most iconic sets in the game once again. Oh, look at this recolor, that looks kinda neat. So the 2 set, Overpower Critical Strikes. Remember guys, if you get the Arms talent, Overpower is a guaranteed crit. They are gonna refresh the duration of Rend. Okay. The 4 set is that your Whirlwind is gonna do more damage and it can be used in any stance. I think that's pretty cool. That's something that the Warriors have been complaining, the 200 Warriors, that they got a stance dance while the Fury Warriors can just boom boom at it, so they're gonna be happy about that. 10% more damage is a lot of damage. And your 6th set, wow, that's nasty as all hell. Your Slam, remember you get instant slams, whatever build you go for, is gonna give you a new Bloodthirst or Mortal Strike. That's gonna be so nasty. Bloodthirst is your most hard-hitting spell. And of course, guys, if you got precise timing, just think of the combo Mortal Strike, Slam, Mortal Strike. That's it, they are dead. Yeah, we're gonna see Warriors one-shotting people in PvP a lot. Of course, for PvE, this is still like an amazing set bonus. Definitely, the Warriors are gonna eat good this phase, they're gonna scale even more. And stance dancing is gonna go away, which is something that a lot of Warriors are gonna be happy about, because they did not like the set bonuses from tier 1 at all, even though they were very strong. Now, if we take a look at the tanking set, your 2 set is that every time you parry, you get 10 rage. That's absolutely useless. I mean, for AoE tanking, you're gonna feel it, but you're already rage capping no matter what you do, because Flagellation is such a great rune. I know people hate it. I get so much hate for telling people to run Flagellation, but Flagellation is definitely the rune you wanna go for. Infinite rage, baby. Wow, look at that! The 4 set is so awesome. So every time you revenge, which is an ability that costs 5 rage and nobody uses it, because if you got infinite rage, you're gonna go for the one that hits the hardest, which is like Devastator Shield Slam. But you get 30% attack speed for 3 swings every time you revenge. You definitely gotta do revenge on cooldown now. That's gonna change the build. So 30% attack speed, that means 30% more regeneration and 30% more heroic strikes. I think they fixed prot. I think there is not gonna be an argument to go Fury as a tank anymore, because you get the best talent from Fury as a tank in prot, in deep prot. Yeah, the threat is gonna be insane. So the 6th set is that when your target parries an attack, once again it's like a little less than 5% chance, you instantly retaliate for 200 weapon damage. Wow. And it cannot be blocked on parry. So you get like a free overpower basically. I mean, that's cool, but it's not worth it. It's like such a low chance to happen, but sounds super cool though. Sounds good, doesn't work. Absolutely gotta go for the 4 set, and then I will go for tier 1 set bonuses, honestly. But yes, that's all the tier 2 set bonuses. A lot of amazing sets that are gonna change how you play the game, and then a lot of crap. So I think the change that you can use the tier 1 set bonuses if you want to, that's a good call, because they didn't work very hard on some of the classes tier set bonuses. They are very, very useless. I don't know, what do you think is gonna be the most broken set bonus? Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.